Theater, make some noise for me, huh? Oh, Pabst Theater, I said make some noise for me. Okay, all right. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Dana, and my stand-up has been going really well lately. Okay? Okay? One of the last shows that I did afterwards, this drunk woman came up to me, crying, gave me a hug, and then said in my ear, "You have a future." Hell yeah. That is why my mom is not allowed at my shows anymore. She is not here tonight, thank God. Not every show goes that well though, okay? One of the other last shows that I did after, me and the other two comedians stood by the door. And this woman on her way out turned to the headliner and was like, "You're so hilarious. I had a great time at the show tonight." And then she turned to the second comedian and was like, "You're so talented. I had so much fun." And then she turned to me and said, "I give you a lot of credit for getting up there." Yeah. So brave. Yeah. That woman was sober. But also my mom. Damn it, Carol! Stay home. She doesn't listen. But no, I like to drink too now. I'm 25, but I didn't have my first drink until I turned 21. Where's my prize for that? No? Not getting one? Okay. Usually when I tell people that, someone will yell, "Liar!" A couple things about that. One, have you looked at me? Is it that hard to believe I didn't drink until 21? I look like I edited Wikipedia on the weekends in high school. I know that. I know what I look like. I look like a 17-year-old who just got her first job at Applebee's and is taking it very seriously. Maybe too seriously. That's fair. The second thing is, if I were going to lie about something, I wouldn't lie and say I didn't drink until 21. I would say I saved someone from a burning building. Not that I didn't underage drink. That's our state sport. So it's absolutely true, and the problem with that is when you're growing up, you gotta see your family doctor. And like through high school, when mine would ask me questions about my life, like, "Do you drink?" And I would say no, she'd be like, "Wow, what a great kid. What a role model." But then when you get to college and she asks if you drink and you still say no, then she's like, "Aw, buddy, get a life." And I did get a life. I drink now, doctor's orders, okay? I do it for her. I would hate to disappoint her. And now, I feel so lucky that we live in the best state for drinking. Do we not? I could give someone directions to my house just by describing what two bars I live in between. Come on. I've never done that and had someone be like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Got it." Say no more. They're still late, but they didn't get lost. They stop off at each place that you reminded them of. So you factor that in. That's fine. I went to college in Kenosha on purpose. That's never happened before. What's wrong with you? I'll take it. I went to college down there because it's Kenosha. There are like equal numbers of Wisconsin students, but also Illinois students. I found out the best way to make the Illinois students mad was to say I had to get a drink from the bubbler. Where are my bubbler people at? Yes, my people. I'm pretty sure I could go up to the Illinois people and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna just kill the guy over by that bubbler." And they'd be like, you just killed a guy over by the what? It's the drinking fountain, Dana. That's where you killed a man. Okay, it's whatever you want. Just don't turn me in. I get upset though, because like we live in Wisconsin and people outside of the state, they think certain things about us. They think we only like 3 things. The Packers, beer, and cheese. And it's like, we love those things. Don't get me wrong. But we love more than 3 things. Don't pigeonhole us. We also love brats. That's 4 things. That's simple math. Carry the 1, 4. It's right there. I'm thinking about making some changes. I'm thinking about getting a new hairstyle. The one I have right now is just called Hoping for the Best. It works for me. Except for the times that I wake up and I look in the mirror and I go, oh, didn't hope hard enough. Maybe tomorrow. I'm also thinking about getting a new beauty regimen. The one I have right now is just called, you might know it by its other name. At least I don't look like I did in middle school, am I right? Anybody in here like have older siblings and you went to the same school as them and you had some of the same teachers? Yeah. That happened to me, and then like all of a sudden your teacher's gonna look at you and make a mistake and accidentally call you by one of your siblings' names. That happened to me countless times. I have 2 brothers, man. You like, Zachary. Yes. I'm actually, I feel like I could share this with you all. I'm recovering from something pretty serious. I'm recovering from having transition lenses in my glasses. Does anyone know what those are? They're the sunglasses outside, the regular glasses inside. And ever since I stopped wearing them, people want to talk to me again. They do. They don't tell you that the real transition is your friends becoming strangers. Because they don't want to be around you. Can you imagine the lack of love you have to have in your life to get transition lenses? No friends or family want to be like, hey Dana, maybe don't get those. Maybe don't get those so that 10 minutes after you walk into a room, you don't still look like you're gonna murder someone by the drinking fountain. Nobody wanted to tell me that. One of my brothers got married in the summertime outside. This gal was a bridesmaid. You see where I'm going with this? I want him to get divorced and then remarried, so I get another shot at those wedding photos with no transition lenses. So we got my handles up there. Feel free to like me on Facebook, follow me on all those mediums. The cool thing about my Facebook page, when I made it, is Facebook said, okay, if you like Dana's page, here are some similar pages you might like. And those 2 pages were the West Dallas Police Department and a blog that gives advice to pastors' wives. If that ain't me, nothing is. And if you want content that exists at the intersection of those 2 things, like my page. I just gotta tell you guys one more thing. I recently read on the internet something pretty alarming. You're like, please be more specific. I read that in order to lead a healthy life, you have to get 3 hugs a day. 3 hugs a day, and I read that and I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. Oh man. And out of all the ways in this life I thought I might die, lack of hugs was never one of them. Segway accident. Sure. Dope. Looking forward to that in 2042, honestly. Cinnamon challenge gone wrong. Let's have some fun with this. I can tell who knows what that is and who doesn't by laughter. Google it. Never lack of hugs though. Like my tombstone is gonna say, here lies Dana. Only got 1.5 hugs a day. And the 0.5 was just a one-armed side hug, which doesn't really count. But we gave it to her because we felt bad. My tombstone is gonna be really long, you guys. I love telling that joke, I do. But what I love less is that every time I tell it, the creepiest guy in the place has to come up to me after and say, hey, can I help save your life? My response is, oh, I'd rather die.